Let's see what we find. Hello guys, this is my very first video. I'm sure a lot of YouTubers out there remember their very first video. How awkward you feel looking at the screen. I've done this clip probably like 100 times already. Well, first video, first introductions. My name is Dylan and I live in Plant City, Florida, and I go by the Plant City Picker. And I have just started an online e-commerce business on eBay, Mercari, Poshmark, OfferUp, bunch of places. And I'm trying my hand in this resell world. I work as a teacher at a middle school. I had about 250 students last year in my class throughout the day, eight periods or 7 periods. And I teach art. It's a pretty fun job. It's great. But as most people know, teachers don't make a whole lot of money. So I started doing some like weekend treasure hunting and trying to flip it, sell it. I've done all kinds of other things in the past for making side money hustle. So for example, I've done a lot of photography, videography. I own a drone. I did some real estate stuff, stuff like that. And it's just all exhausting work. And it's just like another job on the weekends, which I really don't want to work 5 days a week, for more than 8 hours a day. And then on the weekends, work more. So I just really wanted a side hustle that I really enjoyed. When I was growing up, my mom and I would always go yard sailing. We'd always find stuff all the time. And I always thought that was so interesting. I remember finding like my first cool find I thought was like this little jade Buddha. And I thought it was like the coolest little thing. And then I went home and this is like, I don't know, 1990, like, 5 or 6 or something like that. And I remember going home and like later on, like a couple years later, we finally got internet. And I remember looking on eBay like, ooh, what this little jade thing was worth. And it was worth like $5 or $6 or something like that. But we had bought it for $0.25. So I was like, oh my God, this thing's worth $5 or $6. And that's my only interaction with like eBay up until this point. So fast forward to now, we just bought a new house here in Plant City, and we love it. We have very little storage space, a couple of closets. It's like 1,100 square foot house, 100 years old, really historical, really cool, but very little space to put stuff. So we're going through all of our stuff, and I have a lot of winter stuff because I used to do a lot of winter backpacking and ice climbing and snowshoeing and stuff like that. And all this stuff is super expensive. And obviously I'm not going to use it anymore. So I put it on eBay. I had these black diamond crampons. They're made for like walking on the ice. And they're worth a lot. They're worth, $150 brand new. Thankfully, I found them actually at Goodwill up in New England in Maine, where I'm from originally, for like $3. And I used those for a long time. So obviously I'm not going to use them anymore, so I tossed them on eBay. And to my biggest surprise, literally 2 days later, somebody bought them for like $60. I was like, oh, that's cool. So I put the snowshoes up. And those didn't go very well. But then I found a couple other things around the house, and they went pretty quickly. So I just started looking online, like YouTube and stuff like that, reselling eBay stuff. And to my surprise, there were lots and lots of people who do this. And they're very successful at it. So for the past 3 weeks, I have been just diving into yard sales and finding cool things, following a lot of the YouTubers and what their styles are and what they look for online. Now, I don't know everything. I do know, the value of general items. You find something that's a Nike item, it's probably going to have a little bit of value to it, especially if it looks new, if it's really clean. Like, what would you pay for it? I think to myself, like, what would I pay if I had saw that at a flea market or a Goodwill, which are the very base of how much somebody would pay for. And then I realized that there was way more platforms than just eBay that do this as well. Mercari, Poshmark, OfferUp. If you have huge collections, then I guess there's like Whatnot. And so that just kind of started something for me 3 weeks ago. where I was like, this is kind of cool. So I started listing more and more things. And it was 4th of July weekend a few weekends ago, so there was a ton of yard sales going on. So I started going to yard sales, and it was so exciting, like finding things that were other people's, and they had value to them. And I love the nostalgia. I love the like history behind something. When an old lady holds something up and says, I bought this at the grocery store in 1954. You know, I'm like, that's cool, you know, and I want to take it. Like, I just want it for myself because it just, that story, that one thing that's just like, you know. So, but now I can like get it and hold on to it and keep it if I want, but I can also sell some of this stuff too. You know, I can also help other people who are looking for really low priced items as well, and I can make some money in the middle, and I'm enjoying this whole process. So that's what really got me started and interested in this process. Is just, you know, this is 2022. A lot of people are online on YouTube. They're making good money out there. They're at home, you know. So why not try? If I can just document what I do, which I have some knowledge in videography and photography and, you know, continuity of film, why not try it? You know. Another big thing is that I always felt like when I looked online at a lot of people and I was curious about their passions throughout eBay and all these other resale markets, I was really curious about their beginnings. I really wanted to go back through their channel and see where they started like 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 20 years ago. Well, I guess it wasn't 20 years ago, but you know, a while ago. I really wanted to see where they started. I wanted to see what their realistic expectations are right off the bat. You know, a lot of these people who are doing resale online, you know, I've looked at their pages and they got 40, 50,000 followers. They have so many subscribers on YouTube. They already have a platform based. They're making $600, $700, $800 plus a day at a minimum for some of them. And others, you know, making $100 a day, whatever. It doesn't matter. The point is that they already have a base. They have an established background in all these different social media platforms. So what is the realistic expectation on day one of no background, no information, don't know what the heck you're doing, just have an interest and a curiosity in this process? What does that look like? You know? I've done this video 3 times. I'm like 7 minutes in, and I've done this 3 times with at least 7 minutes to 10 minutes in, and I keep being like, you know, like those things. Not only the video aspect, but did you make any mistakes? Did you find something that wasn't that interesting, was interesting to you, but wasn't very valuable? You know, what are some of the brands that I should be looking out for? You know, and everybody sells to a different market. There's a lot to this process. And I really think that documenting the very beginnings of this would be really interesting. So let me tell you where I'm at. I kind of gave you a little bit of it a little earlier where I was at, but I've been doing this for 3 weeks. I have opened several e-commerce platform accounts. So I'm on Mercari, Poshmark, eBay, and OfferUp. I have sold on all the platforms so far in the past 3 weeks. How it started was 3 weeks ago, because it was 4th of July weekend. I was going around and I had this like kind of bug in my mind to do this. 3 weeks ago, I started like buying things specifically for resale ideas. Now I watched a couple of YouTubers before to kind of get an idea. Homeschool Picker, NC Picker, Froggy, a couple other people that I really like to watch on YouTube. I kind of use like a lot of their information as a base. So I go out, I spend probably like way too much money on a bunch of stuff. At the end of the day, I felt like I was like a reseller, like great guy, you know, because I went up to this one yard sale. It was about to rain. He had a whole box of DVDs. I go up with my little eBay app, and it has a scan bar option. So I scan a couple of DVDs. Got a huge box of DVDs. So I scan a couple of DVDs, and they're like worth like $2, $3, $4, right? And he says, "Oh, you can have the DVDs for $1 each." And there's probably like 50 or 60 of them in there. And he had a sign on there originally that said $1. So I was like, "Ooh, that's a good deal." And they're already worth like $3 or $4 online. Like, even if you have a couple dollars trickling in and creating like traffic through the eBay page, that would be helpful. That's what my idea was. So I said to him, how would you take what would you take for the whole thing? And he's like, oh, I don't know. Literally, we're going to drop it off at Goodwill right after this. So I don't know. I was like, how about $5? I don't know. Haven't even looked at them, to be honest. I don't know what's in here, and I don't know if they're good quality. He's like, sure. Cool. Brought them home, scanned them, upload them. Cool. They really didn't do much. I've sold a couple of them out of there, so it's been paid off, but they didn't do much. But I've found so many other cool things throughout that weekend. I found a bunch of purses and shoes and stuff that were inside of a tote. My intuition told me that it was a good buy because I actually had comped out a couple of shoes that were in there that were worth some money. For example, they were a pair of Uggs that were like a lavender that were challenging to find, I guess, and they were worth a good amount of money. They were kids' shoes too, so that was nice, and they were brand new, so that was a good score. A couple other purses and stuff that were in there. Viera Bradley purse with that her like traditional kind of what is it called? Paisley kind of like fabric and quilted stitching. I had brand new stickers still on it and everything. All this other stuff in this one tote, and I asked, I said, how much do you want for the whole tote? And she was like, 20. I said, how about 15? She's, perfect, great. There was actually a Burberry nylon bag as well, which is really what caught my eye. It had stains all over it and such, but I figured, like, why not just try to wash it? So I went from there and went to another yard sale, and I got some other stuff, and then I ended up meeting people over that weekend who are also resellers. I met this really great guy here in Plant City, actually, right around the corner from me. He said he literally quit his job a few years ago doing this. He made over $100,000 a year, and now he specializes in books, and he actually finds things for other people. So that was really interesting. And then I got the bug. I got the bug so bad for the past 2 weekends, and I was like out for 8 hours a day, just rummaging through stuff all day long. And I've accumulated like a good amount of things. And so this past weekend was like my biggest score. I feel like there were really relevant things. I feel like there are very popular items. I feel like there are items that were very inexpensive and they're easy for me to flip. So that's what really intrigued me to start making a channel. Was like, why not? You know, like, why not? Why not? I went to this one lady's house, and she actually used to be an eBay reseller, and she sold a lot of the same things I was kind of interested in. Vintage items, clothing, fun stuff, games, stuff like that. She had a lot of new items. So I picked at her place for like 2 hours. And then I talked to her about it afterwards. And she was a really nice person to talk to, and really nice to kind of learn about where she got these things and how long she's been doing it. And I guess her health wasn't doing so well, so she decided to stop doing it. So I was very thankful that she like kind of wheeled and dealed with me, knowing that I was going to be doing a lot of resell online with her stuff. And so she was really helpful. I bought some beautiful hand drawer pulls. Whether they go or not, I have no idea yet. I just cleaned them and polished them and got them as good as I can. I'm going to put them online today. I got lots of... by the way, I have dogs. And they bark at things outside from time to time. So I got lots of other things too. I got probably like 4 or 5 totes worth of things. I know I didn't get great deals, and I know I won't flip a lot that is very expensive, but I'm really learning. I'm really at the beginning here. Over the past 3 weeks, though, I have sold about $450 worth of stuff, which to me is like awesome. I have sold some Fiesta ware items. It was like a gravy boat and a plate. I have sold a couple of electronics, some Hummingbird speakers, a couple of collectible items, Star Wars like 18-inch figurine, some of those purses that came out of that $15 tote. Trying to think what else. Shoes, a lot of shoes that I've found along the way. Some comfy soft ones, some sneakers that I thought were really good. Lots of things, lots of little things. So what I'm really just trying to do is try to build a foundation here. I'm trying to really kind of build up what I have for inventory, for views, for all of that stuff. Everything that I can come up with I want to try to just build everything that I can so that it's just this awesome mountain of followers and interesting information. So this is where I'm at, and that's where I've been doing for the past 3 weeks. You can find me at Plant City Picker, like I said, on Poshmark, eBay, Mercari, OfferUp. I have a lot of cool things. I have currently listed on eBay about 183 items. And then throughout the other platforms, it varies because I'm not going to put things on Poshmark, for example, that are, you know, like like for example, I have these, they're like forms, they're land forms. They're made out of a particular product. Let me just show you. I'll just show you. All right, so these are called Limax, and these are platform displays, and they're made of like, they look like what used to be a foam, you know? So they're like poured into a form, and they're painted, probably airbrushed, and they're pretty cool, actually. Like if I was into those little figurine games where you like play on a map and stuff, or even for Christmas, or D&D or stuff like that, like these are really cool. And even as an art teacher, these are really cool. I got a bunch of them from that guy who had done a lot of eBay resale, and he gave them to me real cheap, like $3 or $4. So I have these, but I'm not going to put these on Poshmark, for example. That was the point. So they vary all over the place. So anyway, my dog's going bonkers. I'm 16 minutes into this. I'm obviously running out of information. You know where I'm at. You know what I'm doing. So just keep tuned for other videos. I'm going to start posting videos on here of what I do throughout my weekend. What I'm selling, what I'm getting rid of. Check out my eBay page, Plant City Picker, or any of those other ones. And, wish me luck, I guess. I don't know. So let me see what these dogs are yelling at. There's probably a cat outside the window, so whatever. Last thing, I know this video probably doesn't have any bells or whistles to it, but I'm hoping at some point I will be able to have time to do that type of stuff. In the meantime, I'm just getting started, so work with me here. All right, Plant City Picker, check me out. I'm out of here.